Hi guys, Michelle Fix It here. Today I just finished up the video on how to replace the throttle body. So this video is going to be how to change out coil packs, ignition coils, in your Trailblazer. I'm going to change out the front one. I'll also do, I guess I'll tell you guys about like how you can get to this conclusion. So basically, if your vehicle is starting to run a little rough, or huge thing is if your check engine light starts flashing on and off, that means that you definitely have a bad coil. The way that you would check to confirm that, because it could be a coil or it could be a spark plug, the 03 Trailblazer is really good, but then like, okay, this is very awkward to keep talking to you guys like this. 03 Trailblazers are really good. They're not as fancy as the newer vehicles, so they're not going to tell you every single step of the way for all the stuff. So it's basically a super rough idle whenever it starts to go out. It can present the same way though if you are overdue for spark plug change. And the big indicator that you've completely just toasted a coil is if your check engine light starts flashing on and off and your vehicle is just really having a lot of issues. It very likely it'll shoot a code as well. I don't know the code off the top of my head. I've had this vehicle for 17 years and I've changed out coils, and I know when they go out because it's happened to me before, and the code and the this and that. So now I'm at a point where I know like when a coil is about to go out, because there's a very specific feel that your vehicle has. So she's doing that. The way to check which ones it is, because I'm already disassembled and everything, and you know, you guys are an afterthought, no offense. The primary is working on the vehicle, the secondary is making videos about it. But basically, if you start feeling like you might have an ignition coil going out, you turn your vehicle on, you disassemble what you have here, and then you're going to pull there we go. You're going to pull off the little gray clip, and Melissa has it. Pull off the little gray clip and then push in and pull the plug out. If your vehicle runs the same way, like if you actually have a solidly bad coil, then that is how you know. Where it's like if it gets worse, it's not that coil. If it stays the same, it's totally that coil. These are 10 sockets for the ignition coils. So what I'm going to do is, because this one is just an easy one to get to, I'm going to pop this guy off, but I am going to be changing out the spark plugs as well. So I'm going to do this guy so you guys can see. It's really not that difficult. In order to get to this step, you are going to, let's see if I can grab you guys. You guys are on a tripod. In order to get to this step, and you're in selfie mode so I can see what you see. In order to get to this step, you're going to have to take off your air filter cover. Your air filter would be right there. So you'll have 3 Phillips head screws. You'll have one here, and one over there. If this is not enough information for you, find my throttle body video on a 2003 Chevy Trailblazer, and I disassembled to get to this point. You're going to need a flathead, or it's probably a 10. It's not a 10, it's smaller than 10. Flathead screwdriver to remove this guy, flathead screwdriver to remove that guy. This guy has 2 bolts on him. He sits right on top of those ignition coils, so you have one here and you have one there. There's your other little guy with the flathead. And then very carefully take the boot off of this guy. And then throttle body's right there. And so that's, look at the throttle body video, but that's 4 bolts. Those are 10s. You pull this guy off. He's got a little clippy needle nose pliers, or sacrifice your hands. You guys are adding more time to my life. And then this guy, and that's it. All right, so I'm gonna put you guys back over here and show you guys how easy it is to change out a coil. So you get your 10, put your 10 on there. I don't need this, but like I don't want to be hitting my hands on stuff. And it was available because I needed it for the throttle body. And you ratchet it off very carefully. And this is not a time to be all brawny when you're working on ignition coils or anything like that, like spark plugs. Don't be the guy that like uses so much brute force that it's just ridiculous, and then like you break a bolt or something, or you break a spark plug. Because then either you are super mechanically inclined, or you need to go to a mechanic, and you're going to cost yourself a tow and stuff like that as well. Or you're going to be driving your vehicle as it barely can get down the road. Be nice to your trucks, and they will be nice to you. Or be nice to your vehicles, because like the Jeep is kind of like a truck, but she's a Jeep, so it's her own little category. And then we do have the Transformer, and she's a car. Alright, so you unbolt that guy. Take this guy off. Use a flat head and very carefully, very nicely, because I have broken them in the past. It's a push. You guys are in the wrong frame for this. But there's a little pushy guy. You push him in, and then you wiggle and jiggle. Probably should go to a junkyard at some point and steal some of these little gray guys from another Trailblazer, but that's what he looks like. And then I broke it on the other one, and I'm very mad at myself. You're supposed to smush it. We're going to try to do it with just the needle nose pliers. Do it with the needle nose pliers and see. You smush them. And I just don't have the finger strength for this. Oh. Or, you know what I might be doing wrong? It's been a minute since I had to change a coil. You guys leave me alone. I may end up referring to my handy dandy book. I might do that. Let me pause you guys because I don't want to risk breaking something. If you guys are working on vehicles, don't rely on YouTube videos. Okay? You need to get a Haynes or a Chilton's book for your vehicle. Now I'm going to go refer to mine. My handy dandy manual was not helpful. And I keep trying to pinch it and it's not popping out. And yes, I have done this before. For way too many times in 17 years. And someone out there is like yelling at this point, you gotta do this with the clips. I'm pinching the crap out of them. I just honestly don't remember. I'm trying to look in. And not seeing. Oh, okay. I remembered. Ha! I thought so because I was looking in there. So it's got a little arrow guy. So if you barely just hit it, it pops right off as long as you have pressure. This has got a catch on it right there. Okay. So now, also disconnect your negative battery terminal. And you want to be super, super, super careful when you pull these ignition coils out. Because, oh man, these little rubber guys can get stuck in there and you're going to be fishing forever and you're going to get super mad about the process. holy crap, you're going to be like, man, I cannot believe. Because Big Sexy, my Ram, she has 16 spark plugs. She's the V8 Hemi, and she has 16 spark plugs. And all of her ignition coils are doubles. And so you have to be super duper careful with them because the little stupid rubber thingies get stuck in there and then you're fishing for hours for little pieces of rubber. Just so you guys know. It's not pertinent to the Trailblazer, but it's pertinent to me in this discussion. So, there you go. Ignition coil. And then you plop the new one in. This is not the new one. You can pretend it's the new one. I'll unbox the new one. You plop it in. You make sure it's on the spark plug, and then you push this guy back in, you plug this guy back in. If you have the gray guy, you put the gray guy back in, and then you put all this back together again. That's it. Also, when you're doing that, you should use some dielectric grease in here so that it helps with the stickiness or the not stickiness thing. If somebody roasts me for that, whatever. I've been doing it for a long time, and it has worked well for me. So there you go. That's how you remove an ignition coil. Because I'm trying to make this into like little segmented videos. And next video is going to be how to remove the spark plugs, because I need to change the spark plugs. And then I got to put the new throttle body back on. And I have another ignition coil to change out preventatively because it was just acting a little teeny tiny special and they're under warranty. Also, super duper highly recommend getting your parts at AutoZone, because I don't get paid for this. However, I buy the ignition coil, I return the ignition coil because it's under warranty. There you go. Okay? Okay. So, you guys have a fantastic day. I'll see you next time. The sun is starting to set, so I gotta move on with the spark plug video and then quickly get this stuff done. Bye, guys!